Abstract. Innovation in education, introducing creative training in language, intellect, and originality. The innovation proposed is about the application of a new methodology for training high school level students for evolving their language, intellect, and originality to function at higher levels of entelechies. By research data, these three were found to be critical in originalizing the knowing and translating that knowing into doing and being. The methodology, named Framework of Creative Entelechies, has been testified for its efficacy by feedback reports and behavioral event interviews of a sample of those who had undergone training since 1995. The training may be conducted by the regular teachers after self-learning the methodology, which is basically very simple, that even class 7 students in village schools can follow, but with prospects of significant positive long-term consequences, not only for the learners, but perhaps much more for the teachers also. The sessions may take about 10-14 days and to be held prior to the beginning of academic years. Key terms. Entelechies. The concept entelechies refers to the unfolding of a potential, the realization and actualization of a potential as contrasted with its mere presence. Entelechies occurs in almost everyone due to normal survival sustenance activities as well as conventional schooling. Therefore, the requirement proposed is creative entelechies. Intellect. The concept of intellect is used to represent collectively the mental engines or abilities of attention, thinking, reflection, incubation, intuition, visualization, imagination, conceptualization, sensitivity, etc. Originality. The concept of originality is used to the facility of instantaneous response, behavior, action, dialoguing, etc. according to the requirements of a situation. The rationale. If a few human beings had the entelechies to originate and create new knowledge, concepts, ideas, methods, perspectives, and so on, by observing the world outside and inside, then the learner humans too can try at least certain entelechies relevant to originalize their knowing and for translating that knowing into doing and being. 1. Great mystics and philosophers, countless researchers, and education policy makers have suggested the need of such entelechies for real learning and development. Swami Vivekananda, a great mystic of modern India, if I had to do my education once again, I would not study facts at all. I would develop the power of concentration and attachment, and then with the perfect instrument collect facts at rule. 1. J. Krishnamurti, a great philosopher, educationist of modern India. He, the learner, will not become mature by reading books and gathering other people's ideas, but by being intellectually free to think, to observe, to reason, objectively, precisely, sanely. 2. India is a signatory to the UN Convention on Rights of the Child, 2nd September 1990, that incorporated the aim of education. Article 29 states thus, education shall aim at developing the child's personality, talents, and mental and physical abilities to the fullest extent. John Naisbitt, the world-renowned futurist, predicted that the future generations would be empowered by their own abilities. 3. However, the empowerment of abilities, concentration and attachment, freedom to think, to observe, to reason, objectively, precisely, sanely, etc. would require corresponding levels of training, not rote learning. Creative analysis of schooling vis-a-vis the objectives of education and the required entelechies resulted in identifying 3 dimensions of training. They are named creative language competency, creative intellection, and originality. The three dimensions are trained by a unique methodology named Framework of Creative Entelechies. How the Framework of Creative Entelechies works. 1. Triggering the entelechies. Creative language competency. Creative language competency is enabled by training in three new abilities, namely, concept sense, idea sense, and referent reality projection. Concept sense is about sensing the correct denotations and/or the mental impressions about whatever defined or named by a word. Such a sense for concepts is of high significance because the concepts determine the questions one asks and the answers one gets. They are more fundamental than the theories, which are stated in terms of them. Sir G. Thompson, Nobel laureate for 2. Idea sense is in sensing the mental impressions of phrases and sentences. Referent reality projection involves sensing the originals of concepts and ideas. It is trained by guiding the learners to project, imagining and visualizing the probable possible originals or reality of events, entities, things, phenomena referred to by the concepts and ideas in a set of words and/or sentences. For instance, for the words monastery or forest or master in a parable, the learners have to imagine, visualize, and describe them in all possible probable details. The purpose is to exercise and reinforce the engines of sensitivity to the realities referred to by the word sentence under the focus of attention. 2. Empowering the engines of intellect. The creative entelechies of the various engines of intellect is trained by the freewheeling application of linkage orbit network analysis and variant-invariant analysis. 5. Parts of the framework of creative entelechies. They are very effective in sensitizing the young minds to the reality of world as everything existing in linkages, by and for linkages, in orbits of linkage networks, and everything is in processes of variation. Moreover, they will discover by themselves that all knowledge or subject matters comprise definitions, descriptions, and interpretations of linkages. 3. Triggering the power of originality. First, the learners are taken to referent reality projection of three core concepts of design, setting, and process. Then, they are guided to look at and analyze, synthesize events, entities, things, and phenomena from the vantage points of design, setting, and process. Further, they are guided to reflect, incubate, analyze, and write about their observations, findings, feelings, analytic conclusions, and other orbits of linkages. Training in design setting process perspective would minimize the mental blocks to originality and empower developing positive and creative self-view, life view, and worldview.